Hello guys, in today's video I will try to successfully install an aftermarket heatsink for my M.2 NVMe Samsung SSD, the 990 Pro 2TB version. I have it installed on my old B360M D3H motherboard with a modest Intel Pentium G5400, 2-core, 4 threads, but quite an impressive 64 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance 3200 MHz CL16, which at this moment on this motherboard with this CPU work only at 2400 MHz CL17, and hopefully in the future, when I will install this new CPU purchased as well from AliExpress, where I purchased the heatsink, the 8-core 16-thread Intel CC150. Hopefully then the RAM will work at 2666 MHz. But until then, this is what I've got. This is a heatsink. It's made entirely from copper, and we have here two copper plates. It will be wrapped as a sandwich, and also it comes with 4 thermal pads, 2 thin ones and 2 that are a bit thicker. Let's take it out and see exactly the entire package content. Also, these notches right here, make sure they are free, so you will be able to insert it back. To make this easier. So right beneath that yellow semicircle, it goes like that. So you can see we have enough room in these part notches and there as well. Now, before you begin the other side, make sure you just gently blow it if it has lost weight. I wouldn't touch the cover or anything like that. And on this part, let's see. Let's see, we have here. This. We take another little pad and basically open the whole first. Just like so. Let's see. Let's see that. Maybe it could be just a minute lower. So we'll cover everything. Very complete. At the same point, we will take the other one. Just like so. It's a bit like that. Since not purchased. I need to see perfect. Let's see. I think I got it this time. So these are these. That's what it is. It's right here. So this is how it goes. Of course, we'll go like this. This way. Now let's see. I'm going to peel off the protective film on the bottom first. Just like that. Make sure, basically, as you can see, The thermal pads are exactly in length as the cover of this, so you won't have any problems. Exactly how much you put the fan in the back, so it shouldn't break like this. Okay, so sorry about that. You also see the latches. And the thermal pad goes perfectly along the length of the cover. It's easy. Also there we have nothing for the screw. Now let's go. What part? You shouldn't touch the cover. Then sort of just right the thing, but you shouldn't. Let's see if you can there. Now let's take off the big film on top. It's really to do exactly what you need. Not anything board. Of course, the purple fuse must be box. This entire cover plate must be in contact with the and of course, we put it in such a way that it aligns with the notches in the thermal pads. Just like this, it's perfect. You can press it immediately so don't force anything. You can see how it goes. It goes really nice. From the front as well. And when you need to bend this cover fuse, I will be careful. Of course, being covered, it will be very soft, so you shouldn't have problems. It knows that the PC is already placed on it, so just be careful. And let's see. Do it easy, really easy. Don't press a lot. It has on the side here as well. So just like this. That's perfect. Here as well. Excellent. Excellent. So just be gentle, don't worry. Ignore that the thermal pads act like a battery charger. Also, sorry. You want to keep battery, but this is about it. That's really beautiful. And let's see now how we will be back. So this is not going anywhere. Let's see how it's inside. First now. And also from this side, you can see there, as horizontally as possible. And this part also. And really add some weight to it. It's nice and heavy. I have to press this one just a little bit more. Let's get this. But be very careful. Like that. And it should all be okay. But then it's not contact. So this. Then you should go on. So this is the back of the screw goes in and in front. Okay. Now let's slide. And let's see what we have now. And let's check. Okay, here, the fins are bent. Perfect. And like this. Let's put it back. So here, be careful. Again, it shouldn't be any problem. Okay, so the SSD is inserted in the socket and it doesn't touch absolutely nothing, not the capacitors, the MOSFET, nothing. It is really spot on, just like this. It really looks beautiful, I must admit. So make sure everything is centered and prepared for the final part, the screw. Now this is a tricky part because I don't have a magnetic screwdriver. And yeah, the screw drops from time to time, but I will get it eventually. There it is. Align it and don't over tight it. Just that's it. Perfect. Make sure it's not loosened up, but don't overdo it either. Okay, so there it is. Now let's see what we've done. I can tell you the temps before this upgrade, hopefully, were somewhere between 38 Celsius and 42 Celsius, with the NVMe set to standard mode. I've set it like this because it is an old rig. I cannot take advantage of the PCIe 4.0 anyway, or 5.0 on this motherboard, and I was also scared regarding the temperatures. I will turn on the PC now, and in the same standard mode, let's see what the temps are. Let's first turn it on. Turn on the monitor as well. Usually it makes like this, let's say a couple of restarts when the power is off. It is a thing in the BIOS, but we had signal, and this is what I usually get. Boot failure detected. Of course, you can imagine the 64 gigabytes of RAM, but different speeds, they can make this thing. You can see that maybe this is the reason the XMP profile set for the RAM. So it's nothing unusual. I simply press let's say load optimize the defaults, then boot. And now it will boot into Windows without any problem, and I will simply have to go back in BIOS and reset the XMP profile. So it's really awesome. So let's go back to BIOS and set the RAM to the XMP profile. Okay. So everything works. So far it's so good. I was really scared at the beginning. I really thought something was up, but yeah, it's just the way my rig behaves when it comes to AC power loss. So right now we will enter BIOS. Okay. So we are in BIOS, and usually what I do, you can see the SSD is right there. It's all good. Let's see. Okay, fast boot, ultra fast, and I will put fast boot here also because I see there isn't any difference. It still makes that error in BIOS no matter what is set there in case of AC power loss. Peripherals, initial display output, I will put iGFX because I don't have a graphics card yet. I'm still waiting on it. Again, guys, I purchased one from AliExpress again, as well, on RX 580. Hopefully it will work and I will not have spent in vain those money, but it was really affordable. And here on the chipset, internal graphics enabled, pre-allocated max, 1 GB of RAM goes to the video, total GFX memory max, enable above 4G decoding, 4G decoding enabled, and resize bars support auto as well, so it must not be disabled. This will help the system. Perfect. And after this, in MIT, I will press F2, enter the easy mode, and here we see XMP disabled, 2133 at this moment. XMP profile, they should be at 2400 megahertz. Okay, I will leave it like this in standard mode. Press F10, save and exit, and now it will be just like before. And let's see the temperatures compared to the 38-42 Celsius I had before. So we have signal, it boots into Windows, perfect. Okay. Now it takes a bit of while to test the memories, but if I open the Gigabyte app, we see here in Easy Tune everything on default. So this is the Pentium Gold G5400 and the RAM at 2400 megahertz, 2395. So it's really perfect. Now let's also open the Samsung app, Magician, and see what we get. So at this point it's at 43 Celsius, but it's true. I let's say I used the rig with all these restarts. Okay, once again. $44. It's actually higher than before. Well, guys, what can I say? I don't know what exactly to say, but hopefully maybe it will help in case of the let's make a performance benchmark. Full performance, apply. Okay, it will restart, and I want to see if the temps will be really high. Restarting the PC. Yeah, I must admit I was expecting like the temps to be in the 20s, not in the 44s. And this is also with the glass panel off. To make it as correct as possible, I will also put the panel back on. So there we have it, with the panel back on. Let's see the temps. So right now it's at 46 degrees Celsius. Of course, in the performance, full performance optimization. And let's see if we make a test, how high they will go. Performance benchmark. Let's start it up. So I must admit, until now I'm not impressed, since usually when I was restarting the PC, the temps were, as I told you, between 38 and 42 Celsius in standard mode. When I restarted for the first time, we got 43, 44 degrees, so the temps rose. And of course, even in the full performance with my setup, I cannot reach the sequential read and write speeds of 6,000 or 7,000 megabytes per second as this NVMe SSD can do it. And here it is. So about 3000 megabytes read, 2450 write, and the IOPS for read are 168,000, and random write really low, 67,000. Let's see at the dashboard. We get a 49 degrees Celsius. Let's refresh it. And yeah, this is about as high as I saw it right here. Well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's see if I put it back in standard mode as it was before, and see if we get any difference, because really it's no point in having it on that performance mode. It will not get any faster, and we'll come back to see the final temps. After further investigations, I took down the heatsink. I replaced those 2mm thermal pads with these ones, the ones that have 1mm, and with them, with the thin ones, I got 49 degrees up at the drive temperature number 1, like it would be, and 63 at drive temperature 3. And then I came back, so I downloaded this software that really shows way more accurate the temperatures. And in this moment I am video editing the basically all the video I made for this heatsink. It's really late, it's almost 11 p.m. but I couldn't let it like that. And indeed, guys, I can assure you that if you will use the thick thermal pads on the lower part and on the upper one, it will be you will get the best results overall. The temperatures will be a lot, let's say, lower. We see from 63 degrees to 55. It is a considerable amount. It's just the way it is. I try to see if I would get, let's say, the drive temperature down like the drive temperature 3 to those really low temps of 46, but I guess it's just the way the 990 Pro SSD is made. So in my case I don't have differences in the height of the memory chips. They're all at the same level, and I must admit I cut the thermal pad, the upper thermal pad, but after a closer look I really didn't want to take any risks to short circuit something by touching the upper part of the heatsink from copper with some metal parts from the NVMe itself. So I can tell you that basically I've placed both of those violet pads just like in the beginning of this review, and I mean the temps are really okay. I must admit I never used this HW info software so far, and after seeing some reviews on how to install the thermal pads on YouTube, I really think this is as good as it gets. So if you have, just like me, the memory chips at the same height, you don't need to combine the thermal pads. Just keep that in mind. If not, okay, try to have the upper part, the upper copper heatsink at a perfectly horizontal level. It really needs to touch the thermal pads, otherwise it's basically in vain and it will overheat. But yeah, I overall, leaving aside my lack of knowledge, really the temps are all good, and despite the fact that the video editing continues, you can see the temps are really stable, so 56 degrees, and they drop after that, they go down to 55, and this only shows that the heatsink is working. I mean, it's actively cooling the NVMe SSD. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching, for all your support over the years, and I will catch you in the next ones. Bye bye.